What Nashville taught me about marketing. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Million Dollar Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Jody Sedini. I'm fresh off a trip to Nashville, and it was a mix of business and pleasure. And while it was full of unexpected twists and turns, it actually gave me some really powerful insights that I'm going to share with you today. So we're going to dive deep into some marketing lessons that emerged from this trip. And I'm going to particularly focus on how to navigate the ups and downs of marketing launches, the importance of flexibility, and why the most authentic experiences can be your greatest assets in marketing. So let's get started. Okay, I've got 8 lessons to talk to you about today from my trip to Nashville. It was so much fun. But I'm going to start with number 1, flexibility. So my trip didn't go as planned. I was actually supposed to meet up with a business bestie. She and I have been friends online. We're in the same mastermind, but life happened. Her 1-year-old got a fever. She had to cancel. We had several meetups planned and none of them worked out. It was so sad. Oh, so sad. My heart broke for her too, because I know she felt really bad about having to cancel and everything. But this got me thinking about how important it is to be flexible, especially during a launch. So in marketing, just like in life, you need to be ready to adapt when things don't go as planned. This is especially true during a launch. So if you're accurately tracking your launch numbers, you've set a clear goal and you're not trending towards that goal, it's really crucial to be ready to either pivot or to lean in. And the key is really to adapt based on the data that you're seeing. So sometimes that means ramping up your efforts, maybe increasing your ad spend, maybe sending more emails to your list, or even extending your launch period, maybe having an extra bonus that you throw in there. Other times it might mean pivoting your approach entirely. So really the data should drive your decisions there. And if something isn't working, don't be afraid to make changes mid-launch, right? If it's not working, don't keep going down the same path thinking it's not working, or, covering your eyes and thinking la, 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 I don't want to know. You should know. You've got to pay attention. You've got to be able to adapt based on what that data is telling you. So, and here's the thing, those changes that you make, they don't just apply to the current launch that you're in. The insights that you gain from adapting can actually inform your next launch as well. So maybe in your next launch, you'll adjust your goals. Maybe you'll work on your funnel and tweak that a little bit, or maybe you'll refine your offer to better meet the needs of your audience. Remember that flexibility is not just about reacting to what's happening now, but it's about setting yourself up for future success by learning from these things and then adapting. Okay, so marketing lesson from Nashville number 2, cost versus value. One of the reasons why I decided to go to Nashville, and it was sort of a no-brainer, was because it was super affordable. It was wild, yet it offered incredible value. So this is a principle that applies directly to marketing, right? I got a round trip flight for $100. And it was also a direct flight with no stops. So in marketing, delivering high value doesn't mean that you have to spend big. It's really about making smart choices that maximize your impact while keeping your costs reasonable. And here's something that actually might surprise you. So lean in here. Some of your best leads and highest value customers can actually come from one of your lowest cost Facebook ad campaigns. Take, for instance, visibility campaigns or retargeting campaigns. These are often super low cost, but they can be really incredibly effective at bringing in quality leads or converting existing leads into sales. Why? Because they're targeting people who are already somewhat familiar with your brand, or they're expanding your reach in a very cost-effective way. So it's really about being strategic with your budget and understand that sometimes less really is more. You really don't have to break the bank to achieve amazing results, to have an amazing experience in Nashville. Okay, marketing lesson number 3 is making the best of unexpected changes. So back to Nashville, even though my original plans didn't work out, I actually had the opportunity to make the best of it. I caught up with an old friend, and as luck would have it, he had another friend in town. And so the three of us had a really great time. Quick backstory that these two guys, my dad coached in high school basketball, which was just a few years ago. Actually, it was a lot of years ago. Um, but it was really cool to meet up with them and have really great conversation, authentic connections, and talk about the impact that like my dad had on them years ago. So that was just really, really special. Um, we had so much fun. We had great conversation. We did karaoke in Printer's Alley. If you look that up, it's like the old part of town, downtown Nashville. And then a stop at a bar on Broadway for some live music, which was a ton of fun. Here's the marketing lesson. Okay. So when things don't go as planned, it's an opportunity to pivot, create something even better. So in marketing, when your initial strategy doesn't pan out, use it as a chance to try something new and see where it takes you. Okay. But don't just pivot for the sake of pivoting. I really want you to lean in to data-driven decisions. So if something isn't working, like in your funnel or whatever, then you need to dig into the data and understand why. This is my jam. I had another business friend say that I eat data for breakfast. And it's true because I thrive on data. I crave the data-driven decisions, especially as an Enneagram 8. I'm very data-driven. So maybe your audience isn't resonating with your messaging. Perhaps your funnel needs tweaking or your offer needs massaging. Use the information to adjust not only your current strategy, but also make sure that you're listening to your audience. Sometimes they don't even know what they want until you show it to them. Okay. Like I didn't go down to Nashville knowing that I wanted this other experience. I went down there for something else. And in the middle of it, of course, I was like, this is what I wanted. Like, this is so fun. But so now I was shown that experience and it was like thrilling. It was so fun, but I didn't know that that's what I wanted. So by being flexible and responsive, you can adjust your offer or your funnel in real time to better meet your ideal customer's desires. So that adaptability can really mean the difference between a successful ad campaign or a successful launch or a successful funnel and one that just does okay. All right, so marketing lesson number 4, the power of personal experiences. So that night out in Nashville was really unforgettable. From karaoke in Printer's Alley, I got to sing 6 songs, you guys. It was so much fun. To the live music on Broadway, the live bands both had like female leads, which like spoke to my soul because I was like, oh, it would be a dream. If you don't know, I'm a singer. So these really authentic experiences made such a lasting impression, right? Like you can hear it in my voice. I'm still excited. I'm still reeling from that night of fun. So here's the lesson. Authentic personal experiences, they resonate deeply with people. And so in marketing, sharing personal stories and experiences can be incredibly powerful. A little wink here, right? I'm not good at winking. But that's what I'm doing is I'm building connection by sharing my personal experience and weaving in like how it applies to marketing. So this builds connection. It builds trust with your audience that literally nothing else can. People connect with stories. So when you share those authentic experiences and your feelings, you're not just selling a product or a service. You're actually selling a piece of yourself, part of your journey or your brand's story. And that's what people really buy into, right? That connection, the authenticity. They want to feel that. They want to feel the connection. They want to feel like they're part of something bigger. So don't be afraid to get personal in your marketing. Share your wins, share your losses, share the lessons that you've learned along the way and how that made you feel, right? It's these stories that really build a loyal audience and create that lasting impact. Okay, lesson number 5 is test before you invest. I think you'll be surprised about this one. So while I was in Nashville, I actually rented a car through Turo, a car that I've actually been thinking about buying, or a similar model to this. After driving it around for about 600 miles, I was actually pretty sure that this is the type of vehicle that I want to invest in. So here's the marketing lesson. Before making a big investment, it's always wise to test the waters. And here's what I mean is testing campaigns before fully committing to them. So how do we do this? At Cedini Marketing, we start with a small budget. We closely monitor the soft stats, things like cost per click and click-through rate. And the goal is to get these metrics steady and within our KPIs, our key performance indicators, within industry standards, right? And then once we've gotten that, we've dialed in the right messaging and the ads are performing well, that's when we can confidently scale up and invest more in ad spend. I just watched this process work beautifully with another client. And it's just amazing to like watch this. It's one thing for me to like talk about it or explain how we do things, but watching it in real life and watching this process work, I literally just got chills because it's a process that we've done so many times over and over and over again, and it works. So I'm really proud of that. But making sure that you're testing on a smaller scale first, you minimize your risk. Okay, I've talked before about risk tolerance, and we've all got a threshold of what we're willing to risk in order to buy data before we can make that informed decision and scale up the ad spend. So it's all about being strategic with your ad spend, your resources, and ensuring that your investment is going to give you the best possible return. Okay, lesson number 6 is finding peace amid chaos. During my trip, I stayed in an Airbnb all by myself. All the moms that are listening are probably like, it was. It was quiet. It was peaceful. It was exactly what I needed. I've got 3 little dudes at home that are 11, 8, and 3. My life is usually anything but quiet. And I love the chaos I have here at home, right? Like it's this part of my life that I'm in the trenches of, I'm in the thick of, and I won't ever get these moments back. So I'm not complaining, but usually things are a little chaotic around here. So by Sunday, it was so peaceful that I almost got bored, but my soul was really craving that, right? It was really needing some peace and quiet. And here's the lesson. Sometimes you need to step back and take a break to reflect and recharge. In marketing, it's really important to create some space for that reflection, and that can build in some creativity. It's going to help foster that. So in those quiet moments, some of the best ideas and strategies can really come out. So when you're constantly in that go, go, go mode, it's really easy to miss some of the bigger picture things. So stepping back really allows you to see things from a different perspective, to put that creative thinking hat on, and to come up with some of those like hard to figure out solutions that you might not have considered otherwise because you just didn't have the brain space to be able to do that. So make sure that you carve out some of that time for reflection, whether it's a quiet morning every day or once a week, maybe a walk in the park alone, or even a solo trip to Nashville like I did. So your marketing strategy will be better for it. Marketing lesson number 7 from my trip to Nashville is embracing challenges. Okay, on Saturday, I went for a run at Warner Park. If you Google it, you'll be able to see some beautiful pictures. What was supposed to be a simple run. I normally do a mile every day. I'm not in this season of like pushing myself to run a lot, though I am building up to a 5K. It was supposed to be a really simple run. It turned into an off-trail ascent up some pretty steep hills. The terrain was super rocky and rough. I had a hard time even like keeping a pace of running, and it was uphill so much that like it was challenging a different part of my body. Normally running I'm like rubbing my legs as I'm talking about it because I remember how much my quads were like burning, going up the hills, and then the descent was crazy too. I didn't want to like run and get up so much momentum that I'd like fall or something. I'm not cut out for this. I actually really loved it though. I crushed 3 miles in 40 minutes, and that absolutely blew my mind. Um, I did not, I did not expect that. Um, my face was bright red by the end, and it wasn't sunburn. I was just that exhausted. But the lesson here is embrace challenges. They really push you to grow. They test your limits. They show you what you're capable of and, expose a part of you that maybe you didn't realize was there. So I want to relate this to marketing by saying that don't shy away from like challenging products or strategies or things that you've never done before, right? Because sometimes it's the tough challenges that lead to the most rewarding outcomes. It's really in these moments that force you to think outside of the box and to innovate and to push your skills to the next level. So when you take challenges head on, here I am being an Enneagram 8 again, talking about challenges, of course, you often find new strengths and capabilities that you really didn't know that you had. So the next time you face a really tough marketing project that you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, remember it's an opportunity for growth and a chance to achieve something truly great. I'm shaking my head because I'm like, of course I'm saying this as an Enneagram 8. Okay, finally, the last lesson, lesson number 8, is quality over appearances. This is kind of funny. One of those had to be their moments. But during my trip, we actually went out to dinner at a high-end restaurant. I didn't realize it was high-end when we were walking in, but they had steaks on the menu that were like $200 plus. I've literally never been to a restaurant like that. We didn't fit the dress code either. It was like business casual. And here I was, had like a cherry Coke shirt on with like holes in it. And well, one of us fit the dress code, two of us did not. The other one had on like a Red Wings t-shirt or something like that. So they let us in anyways. And they actually said, well, you could sit at the bar, but then they sat us down at a table. We had a really fantastic time. The food was amazing. The company was even better. We shared our meals. We laughed a lot. We made some amazing memories. We had a really great time. So here's the lesson. It's really not about fitting in or appearances. It's about the quality of the experience. So I'm going to dive in deeper to that statement. In marketing, it's easy to get caught up in trying to meet the expectations, like superficial expectations, right? Focusing on the aesthetics, like how my website looks or whatever, making sure that everything looks perfect. And then it kind of keeps us from launching or doing something is because we want it to be perfect. But what matters is the quality of the content and the experience that you're providing to your audience. Let's keep in mind here that your audience is smart, right? Like nobody that I know is marketing to people that are dumb. They can see through superficiality. They can see people who are showing up authentically. And that's what they truly appreciate and want is people who are showing up authentically. So instead of obsessing over appearances, focus on delivering high quality content and experiences that are going to resonate on a really deep level with your audience. So this is what creates those lasting connections and keeps your audience coming back for more. Okay, those are my marketing lessons from Nashville. It is what it is, right? The trip was full of unexpected moments, but also valuable insights. And I'm excited to apply in my own business. And I hope that you find these lessons helpful too. So remember in marketing, just like in life, flexibility, authenticity, and quality, those are the keys, right? Whether you're launching a new campaign, whether you're testing out strategies, or you're just reflecting on your approach that you're bringing to your marketing. These principles will actually guide you towards success. So as always, I encourage you to reflect on your own experiences, both in business and in life. Really think about how you can apply these lessons to your marketing strategies. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to catch you on the next episode. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. If you're watching on YouTube, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this content.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the $1 Million Marketing Show. If you enjoyed today's deep dive into the world of marketing, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. And hey, if you're feeling extra generous, drop us a review and spread the word to your fellow entrepreneurs. Your support means the world to us, and it really helps us reach more entrepreneurs just like you. Until next time, Remember that in business, if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. I'll catch you on the next episode.